Yokohama Tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. You're listening to ESPN 95.3.
Waking up each morning to turn on my favorite show. I sip my coffee as the sunlight starts to glow. I feel the warmth of dawn. They just finished Chuck and Bo. They just finished Chuck and Bo. Yeah, Tommy and Ty, and they're starting at 9. All the happiness and laughter, everything is just fine. Everything is just fine as the Razorbacks shine. Start riding the halftime, feeling so divine. As the new day whispers a hopeful sign. Oh, it's the morning rush, bringing joy to all, captivating and fun, with knowledge standing tall. Every moment of delight, laughter fills the day, kick-starting each morning in a vibrant, lively way.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Keyword and Tommy Kraft. He is back today for the Morning Rush here on a
At
Tuesday.
least for today.
At least for today. And he's gone tomorrow. You're what? Bandon Dunes, Patriot Dunes, something Dunes. Where are we at this
Prairie
morning?
Dunes.
Prairie
I'm at
Dunes.
Prairie Dunes.
Okay, I knew it was a Dunes. I just couldn't
Hutchinson,
remember.
Kansas.
Of all play, yeah. And
Kind
that's
of a
where.
trip of a lifetime kind of deal in the middle of nowhere.
Well, okay, so on the subject of Hutchinson, Kansas, why is Hutchinson, Kansas? What connection is Hutchinson, Kansas to Arkansas?
Hutchinson, I know that's where they have the JUCO National Championship in basketball every year. What am I not thinking of?
Colton, do you know?
No, but when you tell me, I'm going to remember it. It's going to piss me off.
Sam Pittman was a former offensive line coach at Hutchinson Community College.
How can I not think of that? How could I not think of that first? Yeah.
Well, that's the reason I know Hutchinson, Kansas, is because I've heard that from about Sam Pittman before.
Hutch is, I mean, middle America when you look at it geographically. But
so it's a golf course that's in the middle of nowhere, and it's just really nice, I'm assuming.
Oh, they've hosted USGA event. This is, when you look it up, it's a top 20 course in the country. I mean, it's that good. It's 35th in the world. This is, but it's in the middle of nowhere.
What is the green fee? Out of curiosity,
I'm afraid my wife might be listening. So, but just honored to be here. So just glad to get invited. So that's where we begin. We got our Pradco Pyramid of Power coming up. An interesting weekend around the league. We'll do that with Bruce Stanton in just a minute. I know a lot of people headed into town this weekend, Ty, for a great weekend of baseball that starts Thursday. If you're looking for that last-minute place to stay or you got a reason to come to Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mill is the spot we always go because we know we're going to get a clean room, an oversized suite. We're going to have a great breakfast to start the day, and most importantly, a friendly staff to take care of you. 479-443-1800 is the number. 443-1800 or online at inatthemill.com.
All right, so you missed some stuff yesterday from just the weekend. We know, I mean, you probably watched it or listened to Phil and Bubba. Team lost 2 of 3 against LSU. Tough game on Friday night. Blowout Saturday. Came back to win on Sunday. Softball team's 4 seed. Boga Park this weekend. You are not on television. You are on ESPN Plus for the 5:30 game against St. Louis. The Oklahoma State and Indiana game is on television on ESPN2 before, which was a little annoying. What else was we had? Sam.
So the ESPN hates Arkansas softball. Got it.
Add that to the list of things that ESPN hates in Fayetteville. What else was important from this weekend that Tommy missed, Colton?
Thunder won a game.
Yes, they did.
Even that series at 2 against the Nuggets, so that was important.
We'll talk with Bruce about that because I sent this to Jalen's dad, Mike, yesterday. Against Jalen Williams in the series, Nikola Jokic is atrocious. So Mark Daigneault should play him more because Jokic can't figure Jalen out, as many guys in college couldn't figure him out on the defensive end. So hopefully he continues to have success. Doesn't necessarily show up all that stuff in the box score, but he's done a fantastic job. So that's 2-2. Last night, Colton's Knicks won. Congratulations.
That's right, baby.
3-1.
That's right. I feel very, very bad because Jason Tatum has been having such a good playoffs for the most part, and to see him go down like that was really, really tough.
Looked like an Achilles.
It did, and it looked like it's one that's not going to only end this season, but potentially most of next
when,
season
when,
as well.
When you see a guy grab the back of his ankle like that, because I've seen it in person, my buddy Peyton did it, and it was like, Tommy, I don't know. I mean, you've read plenty of football games, watched it. It's just like what they tell you is it's like someone just kicked the back of your ankle is how they describe it. And immediately when Tatum went down last night, I was like, yep, that's a bad thing.
And he went down fast, like he had been shot. And that's what also it's been
Achilles.
Like, it's an Achilles.
It's not.
Okay,
I don't.
Achilles. That's everything you described sounded like Achilles.
I don't think it's been confirmed just yet, but that's probably.
Well, he just got to get on that Aaron Rodgers program. Be back in 6 to 8 weeks.
I guess.
Go get some of that holistic healing.
But we're coming for the conference finals.
Yep. Looks like it's an Indiana Knicks conference finals, which we got used to in the 90s with Reggie.
Where's Reggie Miller?
Yeah, we need Reggie.
Where's Spike Lee?
I think Reggie's going to be on the call with Kevin Harlan, so he'll be in New York for that, which will be entertaining. And then last night you had the Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Golden State Warriors, a Steph Curry-less Golden State Warriors, so it looks like they're going to move on and get to the Western Conference Finals. So that is a little recap of what happened last night and this weekend, Tommy, as we get underway this morning.
Yep, looking forward to it, and we going to do the opening drive here. So
you going to do a read?
No.
Okay.
Look, Sam Pittman is perpetually on the hot seat. Interestingly enough, because I know the Arkansas fans, and I'm sure, Colin, this is a pretty frequent topic of discussion in that cutthroat Arkansas sports radio market.
I think what people don't know about this team is that the wide receiver unit came to Bobby Petrino and Sam Pittman after the season and said, Taylor Green's got to go or we're out of here. And that might be breaking news to everybody, but this is exactly what happened. Isaiah Satania went to OU. Luke Haas, the tight end, left. He was never getting any balls. He left and went to Ole Miss. Andrew Armstrong declared for the draft, and Isaac Tesla got picked up by the NFL.
This is the opening drive.
So, a couple of things there. Sandy Staples, who I'm not the biggest fan of, I think I've been pretty open about that, is with On3 talking with Colin Wilson, who is an Arkansas guy, works for the Action Network, does a lot of betting stuff, which Arkansas right now, depending on where you look, 5.5, 5 wins season total. It's mostly 5.5, but just talking.
A lot of food takes from Andy Staples too.
Yeah, just talking about the upcoming season, and then you heard Collins say there about the wide receiver room, which we're gonna try and get him on this week because personally I just don't agree with that. So I need to double check on this, but I'm 99% sure Andrew and Isaac were out of eligibility. Need to double check on that. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I thought both of them were. Yeah. Satania, I don't know what happened there. I don't. Maybe that is a thing. Apparently, Luke has just got offered more money or wanted more money. So I don't know how accurate that report is. Maybe we get to the bottom of that. But I think with the road show beginning this week, yesterday, in Bentonville yesterday, in Batesville, the whole point of the road show is to get you excited for Ridgeback football. I know other coaches are there. Cal's going to be there at a couple places. Coach Music's there for the women's basketball team. You'll have some other Hunter Yurchek's obviously there at a bunch of these events. But the whole point of this road show is to get you excited for football season, hopefully garner some season ticket sales and whatnot. And as I thought about this upcoming season, I've already been on the record stating I think they're going to win at Texas because Texas plays Georgia the week before, A&M the week after. I think they're going to overlook Arkansas, and I think they're going to go in Austin and win that game. But outside of that, I still think this team, not just because of the schedule, but what you're going against is is right around that 5.5, 6 wins. And you're going on potentially a 4th straight season where that's going to be the case. I mean, do you see anything differently, Tommy, than them hovering right around bowl eligibility and then potentially getting into a lesser bowl? I hope I'm wrong.
If you want me to tell you they're going to win 8 or 9 games, I don't have that message for you. Sorry. Don't have that conviction. If you told me they won 7, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, what's the most Arkansas thing ever? Lose a game you're not supposed to lose, win a game you're not supposed to win. See the Tennessee game last year. So, I mean, to say that 7's out of reach, I mean, I can't come up with a formula to get to 8 or 9 by any stretch of the imagination. But, I don't think it has to be 5 either. But, again, if you told me they only win 5 games and Taylor Green didn't get to start a couple times due to injury or something, I mean, none of that would that shock anybody listening? No. So, I mean, I think they're in the 5 to 7 range right now. If they make a bowl game and get something, of the caliber of what they've been playing lately, that wouldn't be a surprise either.
Bruce Dan Pradko Fishing's here. I know the optics have changed in Knoxville, Tennessee. Bruce, what are you feeling about the Vols this year? And also just kind of some thoughts on Arkansas as well.
Well, you were talking about 5 to 7 wins. I thought you were talking about Tennessee. So I wasn't quite sure. I wasn't sure who you were talking about. I'd trade quarterbacks right now. Probably wouldn't have said that 3 months ago, but I'd trade quarterbacks with Arkansas right now.
Do you think there's any truth to that, what Wilson said there, Tommy, about wide receivers demanding Coach Petrino and the staff that if Taylor's still here, we're gone? Do you think there's anything to that? Because I personally, and again, I'm going to try and track down Colin because I don't want to blast him on air, but I just don't. I think that's just it's not true. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Taylor is out of this world. He's not, and he overly targeted Andrew last year, which they had chemistry that was awesome, but at the same time, I think other wide receivers probably got frustrated by that. But I don't know if that's an accurate report to be.
Okay, let me ask you this: who would you rather have back there if you're a wide receiver, KJ Jefferson or Taylor Green? I mean, I can't even ask the question without giggling. I mean, so it's not like Arkansas has had prolific passers in the last handful of seasons.
Yeah.
So Tyler Wilson's not walking through that door, folks. Right now, it's not walking through that door. Brandon Allen's not walking through that door. So I mean, let's not act like we've had all league passers around here, Bruce. I mean, if I'm a wide receiver, I would demand Taylor Green ahead of KJ Jefferson, who had been in the helm more or less right before that.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I don't know, man. That'd be like Ty complaining about Matt Jones on the noon show. Like, Tommy, I'm just not going to do the morning rush anymore if Matt keeps showing up because I just don't like the way he talks. I mean, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you never heard these things. Receivers talking about quarterbacks. At least it wasn't reported in the news like it is now. It's just, not only are we dealing with NIL, everybody's got an opinion and everybody wants to print everybody's opinion. So it's, I don't know. It kind of sours you a little as a fan. I guess it's part of it, but don't like it.
Opinions aren't facts. They're exactly what you just said. They're opinions.
So what's the opinion of the series final home one this weekend? We're going to talk about the Razorback raffle coming up in a little bit, which was just announced about an hour and 12 minutes ago. But, guys, if I want to look at the pessimistic view of this series, Tennessee's lost 4 straight. Arkansas's also lost 4 of 5 series. Like, it's not like and I know people were pumped about the Texas series, and rightfully so, but it's not like Arkansas in the last 5 weekends has been out of this world, with the exception of that Texas series. So I think the obvious answer of who needs it more, the Tennessee, it's easy. It's easy to say, but it is just kind of and I say that for the second best team in the SEC outright right now. It's kind of a weird dynamic.
I think Tennessee's playing for a top 8 seed, which would give you a super regional. Arkansas has already got a top 8 seed. They're going to host a super regional if they win their regional. So Tennessee's desperate. They've won 1 game in each of their last 4 series. Basically, when Liam Doyle pitches, he leads the nation in strikeouts. Got a 2.17 ERA. He's 9-2. If he doesn't beat Arkansas, they might get swept. So they've got to win the Thursday night game just to have a chance. If they lose the Thursday night game, Arkansas is going to sweep them.
Well, Roots look pretty good these last 2 series, so if I'm a Tennessee fan like yourself, I don't know if I'm counting on that one, Tommy. We'll see what Zach Root ends up doing on Thursday night.
Well, we got league standings, we got the RPI, we got the D1 baseball poll, but the most important thing in college baseball is the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Who are the best baseball teams in the SEC? Let's find out.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
This is the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Bruce, I don't know where you stand on how you're kind of putting this thing together, and maybe it's recency bias, but if I'm taking a snapshot of who I think is playing the best over, this past weekend and heading into the postseason, I have a hard time right now after watching LSU take down what I thought was a very good Arkansas team this weekend, 2 out of 3. Give credit to Arkansas to battle back and win the final game of that 3-game stand. But I'm going to go ahead and slide up LSU to number 1. Texas has not impressed the last few weeks. Florida and Auburn and some of these other teams are on the rise in this league. I've got LSU this week for the first time at number 1. First time we hadn't had Texas at number of the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Obviously, I didn't see the 1 a.m. game. Ty, did you stay there to 1 a.m.?
You want me to lie or tell the truth?
Tell the truth.
I want you to tell the truth.
No, I did not.
Okay. Well, LSU, they're great late at night. They took 2 or 3. They're number 1.
Yeah, I got LSU 1. I'm going to move Texas down to number 2. 20-7 now in the league. Not as good a record as LSU, but I think LSU's playing the best baseball. Texas, Florida's a buzzsaw right now. Florida took 2 of 3. That series was in Austin. 8-2 in game 1. Texas battled back to win game 2, and the rubber match went Florida's way 4-1. But I've still got Texas, even though Arkansas swept them just the week prior. I've got Texas at number 2.
But you got to remember, we both had Arkansas number 1 last week. So,
I know.
Arkansas did sweep Texas. They did win that game against LSU. So 4-2 in their last 6 SEC games against the best competition. Arkansas is number 2, 41-11, 18-9.
One thing that we didn't talk about, or we talked about yesterday, that Bruce, you obviously weren't here. Neither was Tommy. Did you guys see the Texas kid when they were down 8-1? Like, get that walk and basically throw his bat and, like, bobbing his head up and down every time. Did y'all happen to catch that video from this weekend that kind of circulated a little bit?
No, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
You need to watch it. It's pretty entertaining.
Typical Longhorn behavior.
I have all things Longhorn blocked on my
phone. Wise man. I got Arkansas 3, and maybe I'm just still got a little indigestion over the middle game of the series where Arkansas got run ruled for the first time this year. Just got owned by the LSU pitcher. He was a star of the weekend. Arkansas drops that one 13-3. Maybe, and I think it's that plus the fact of what you said, Ty. They've lost 4 or 5 series, but Bruce, you make a great point in what they've done in the last 6 games and who they've played. I don't think there's a lot of difference, honestly, between LSU, Texas, and Arkansas. 1, 2, 3, but I got Arkansas at 3.
Well, I think Texas is sliding. They've lost 5 of 6, and Florida's not played like a top 6 team in the SEC most of the year. Well coached. They've got some players, but that's a shock. They went into Texas and took 2 out of 3. So I think Texas losing 5 out of 6. They're sliding down to number 3 in my poll.
Okay, fair enough. Vandy wins 2 of 3 at Tennessee this weekend. I got Vandy at number 4. They're 16-11. There's 3 teams all there. I think Vandy's the best of those 3 with Auburn and Georgia. After some nice wins, Tennessee, like I said, won game 1. Tennessee takes game 2, 10-6, and a 2-run win, 7-5 in game 3. I got Vanderbilt at number 4.
Yeah, that was a chippy series. I watched them all. Vanderbilt's got some bats, and obviously Tim Corbin probably managed his pitching a lot better than Vitello did. Vitello, a couple of his pitching decisions blew up in his face by giving up some late-inning home runs. So, yeah, Vanderbilt, nobody wants to see them. If they host a regional, they're going to be tough to beat.
Auburn swept South Carolina, which in and of itself is not impressive, but they did – they won game 1 24-2, a battle in game 2, and then won 11-3 in game 3. But I got Auburn at number 4. They did what they were supposed to do this weekend and convincingly disposed of South Carolina, a team that's not going to make the postseason tournament. They did better than A&M did this weekend, by the way. So I got Auburn at number 5.
Yeah, I thought about throwing Missouri in somewhere as a goof just because they actually beat A&M in a series, which we all like that. But the Gamecocks, they've given up some bad scores. Auburn's won 4 straight. I don't know how impressive that is, but I got them number 5.
All right, and I got Georgia at number 6. They did lose the series to Bama, but I think when you just kind of look at that separation with the other teams and Tennessee and that next wave in the SEC, I think Georgia's still in there. And Georgia's still well within the race to be a top 4 seed out of this league. So I got Georgia at number 6 right now.
Yeah, recency bias got me. Tide took 2 or 3. I got Alabama there. They got 39 wins, 15-12 in the league.
Okay, so I've got LSU, Texas, Arkansas, Vandy, Auburn, Georgia. You've got LSU at 1, but Arkansas at 2, Texas 3. We both agree Vanderbilt's at 4, Auburn at 5, and then you put Bama at 6. Ty, where are we right, and where are we wrong with the Pradco Pyramid of Power?
I would still probably have Texas above Arkansas, even though what happened in Baum-Walker. Bruce, I would have Bama over UGA like you had on Tommy. Interesting thing that you guys referenced the Texas A&M Missouri game. First time in like 35 years that the preseason number 1 team won't make the NCAA tournament, which unless they win the SEC tournament, it looks like that's Texas A&M is trending that way. So just kind of a weird year in the SEC thus far. I will say this, Bruce, you made a point there and just doing that. So help me on this, guys. Arkansas went to Vandy and swept them, right? I'm not misremembering that, am I? Okay, so against the top competition, which we know in the Pradco Pyramid of Power is the most important. So you have a combined 7-2 record against the 3 of the top 4 teams in the Pradco Pyramid of Power on both of y'all's. The only other one that's not in there is Arkansas, so you can't count your own record against yourself. So you're 7-2 against LSU, Texas, and Vanderbilt, which, according to you guys, are the best 3 of the best 4 teams in the league. So if you look at it that way, that's pretty impressive.
All right, Bruce, we got just a few seconds here, but I want to leave out some fishing this week. The weather's going to warm up this week, and the flows on the rivers and the lakes are, I don't know if they're back to normal, but we're getting closer.
Flows on the rivers, still small craft warning. Stay off the river unless you got some backwater like on Dardanelle. But, Fish Island reservoirs, Beaver, Broken Bow, Tin Killer, places like that, Main Lake Points, Rebel Popar. I do want to give a plug to FCA real quick. We got our Night of Thanks on Sunday. Charlie Ward, 1991 Heisman Trophy winner, will be the speaker. Played point guard for 11 years for the New York Knicks, started in the finals in 99, and he's the current head coach at Florida A&M basketball.
All right, we're looking forward. We're trying to have Charlie on the show. We're working on that with the FCA as well. Bruce, have a great one. Go to LureNet.com for all your tackle needs.
Swung on, hit in the air to deep center field. Running back is Obi. Aloy has tied the game with a 2-out home run over the batter's eye in the 9th inning. Out of here, number 12 for Bahiba Aloy.
This is the Morning Rush.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all at once? The Fence Man, serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, offers 18-month financing so you can secure your home or office now and pay over time. Free quotes, custom designs, and the expertise to accomplish what most can't. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Mega Millions now has better odds, bigger prizes, and the highest starting jackpot in America. Top prizes start at $50 million and increase rapidly until someone wins. What else is new? How about no more break-even prizes? Win anywhere from 2 to 10 times your bet. And the multiplier? It's no longer an add-on. Mega Millions is always $5 per play, bells and whistles included. Play today in stores or on the go. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for problem gambling helpline.
Rubik, hear the stadium roar. Fayetteville is ready for war.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
ignorant when it comes to a lot of topics. Thankfully, I listened to my friend's advice on the housing market and called Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. Jeff made the process smoother than Mamaw's gravy.
Ty, you got to throw in some homemade biscuits with that gravy and a great local real estate professional to guide you down the right path. One of the keys is knowing what to do and certainly what not to do.
You communicated and were transparent throughout the process.
Ty, like you, anyone can call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. For your big decisions, I have simple solutions.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted Best Garage Door Company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft, and bourbon, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Cody's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Do you hide your smile because of chipped, stained, or uneven teeth? Or feel like your smile doesn't match the way you feel inside? This is Dr. Charles Liggett at River Valley Smile Center. We offer custom veneers, full mouth rehabilitation, and even Botox to help you look and feel your best. We combine our expert care and artistic skill to create beautiful, natural-looking results, all while keeping you relaxed and comfortable. Right, Matt?
Time to love your smile again. Call 479-646-0706 or visit rivervalleysmiles.com to schedule your consultation today.
Save up to $5,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those Hotline 7 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody won't pick through. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, back here on the Morning Rush, Sam Pittman, a couple other people in town. Benville yesterday, Batesville as well for the Razorback Roadshow. Listen to a little bit of what he had to say via a television station out of Jonesboro. Of course, one of the topics was concerning the Little Rock A-State matchup.
So I think any first is a big deal. And obviously 5 years ago, I was asked by the governor of Hutchinson at the time if, we were interested in playing Arkansas State. We've never done it before. And I thought it would be a good game. I thought it'd be a good game to play in Little Rock. I thought it'd be good for the fans. Anytime it's good for the fans, and that's both sides, Arkansas State and Arkansas. We're looking forward to the game, as I'm sure they are as well.
All right, Tommy, will there be more people at the home opener against Alabama A&M, or will there be more people in Little Rock for the Arkansas?
Why do you ask questions like that?
Just to put you in an interesting spot.
That's not an interesting spot. It's a bad question. I mean, there's going to be more people in Fayetteville because the stadium seats 25,000 more people.
Let's see, August 30th, where are we at? 109 days out from the season? I think that's right. Do you think there's going to be...
You should know. You ought to be getting those countdowns ready to go.
I've got them written down on to do on Wednesday. Bud Light Countdown is going to be here in just a bit. In talking about the Little Rock game against Arkansas State, I heard Chuck and Bo talking about this, and I'm curious. Do you think it's going to be... I think Chuck said 80-20. I got a weird feeling that Arkansas State's going to bring a ton of people for that game. Just because I think Arkansas fans are tired of it.
They'll be well represented. I don't know that it's the last one. And I'll say this about the crowd there. There has been sparsely attended games recently, and you haven't really given fans much of a reason to show up. I think you are this time, and I don't know if it'll be 53,000 cram jam full, but there's not going to be noticeable sections of the stadium empty. Or lightly populated in those sections. They hadn't been well attended. That's no secret. So I don't think that we'll come away with that impression. But I don't think it's going to be. This isn't going to be OU Texas. This isn't going to be split down the middle, and it'll be easy to distinguish one fan base from the other, even though their colors are very similar to Arkansas's. But I would tend to lean towards what Chuck's saying, 80-20. 2/3 and a third, somewhere in there. It is going to be an Arkansas-dominated crowd.
All right, staying within the news in Little Rock, Sean Andrews' son, JJ, is going to make his commitment on Thursday. Looks like Arkansas, LSU, and Missouri are the final three that he'll be choosing. So it'd be cool to see. And Matt Jones always talked about Sean was an outstanding basketball player in addition to being an offensive lineman. So evidently, it's bad. JJ's like 6'7", lefty. Dog. I've watched him play, and he's at my alma mater, so I hope he ends up at Arkansas.
Arkansas, LSU, Missouri. I mean, is there really much? I mean, and I know it's going to sound homerish, but if you're looking at basketball programs with those three, and kind of where things are in the state of today's college basketball world, if Cal wants this kid, why would he go to either of those other two schools?
I kind of have the same thing. I
mean, why would you go to Missouri and live in the shadow of that baseball program?
I'm not gonna sit here and say that he's a hog lock, but
I wouldn't either. But
think that he's going to end up choosing Arkansas on Thursday.
I like my chances if you're battling for a kid. Now, if this was a football conversation, we'd be talking different. But in basketball, LSU and Missouri is who he's Arkansas, LSU, Missouri. I like Arkansas's chances if he's someone Cal really wants to have on the team.
Yeah, and that's the thing. All right, that is your Hog Update here on this Tuesday morning. Hog Update always brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, we'll talk about this Razorback raffle coming up in just a bit. But do you know what holiday it is, Tommy?
Tell me.
All right, it is Apple Pie Day.
Warm apple pie. Yeah? Yeah.
Is that your favorite pie?
No, peach would be my favorite, but apple would be number two.
All right, let's ask our friend David Rath of Rath Mitsubishi. David, is that your favorite pie? Tommy's is peach. Mine is probably peanut butter chocolate. What is your favorite pie?
Apple's tough to beat, dude. I don't know. Apple's hard to beat. I like a good pumpkin pie, too, but that's kind of a seasonal thing. I don't think you can get by with eating that 4th of July, you know what I mean?
Pumpkin's good. Pecan's good. Tommy's not. Tommy, you're not a fan of pumpkin or pecan, are you? All right, I think he took off his headset. David, for a sec. David, I know you guys have some new car specials going on right now at Rath Mitsubishi. Always buying cars from people at Rath Auto Resources and Rath Mitsubishi as well, especially in May. Summer for some has already started. Summer for others is about to start. Perfect way to drive into a new vehicle this summer at both Rath Auto Resources and Rath Mitsubishi.
Yeah, I'm literally sitting here at my desk, like repricing inventory and going through the used car stuff right now. So, we're looking at that constantly, trying to buy some stuff from some folks here locally too. So, that's a big focal point for us at both stores, both here in Springdale and Fort Smith stores. Trying to buy as many just nice quality local cars as we can. So anybody that, if you're even if you already found a vehicle, even if you're not trading with us, want a second opinion about what your vehicle's worth, bring it into either one of our locations here, whichever one's closest to you. Let us take a look at it. We might be able to get you a little more for that car than what somebody might be offering you on a trade-in. And, you can still buy the car that you're already looking at, that's fine. And then we'll get you that little bit extra money for your old ride.
Come by and see him. He is David Rat. And David, do you know what that reference was from, by the way? I
did, and it made me question whether or not I should say apple pie is still one of my favorites. I felt like it might have been a little bit suspect, but yeah, that's still I don't know. I'm gonna live with it.
Good old American pie. David, good to talk to you, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, when we return here on the Morning Rush, we got our daily question as we roll on a Tuesday next.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3-blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all at once? The Fence Man, serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, offers 18-month financing so you can secure your home or office now and pay over time. Free quotes, custom designs, and the expertise to accomplish what most can't. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Mega Millions now has better odds, bigger prizes, and the highest starting jackpot in America. Top prizes start at $50 million and increase rapidly until someone wins. What else is new? How about no more break-even prizes? Win anywhere from 2 to 10 times your bet. And the multiplier? It's no longer an add-on. Mega Millions is always $5 per play, bells and whistles included. Play today in stores or on the go. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for problem gambling helpline.
This is a pretty frequent topic of discussion in that cutthroat Arkansas sports radio market.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
It's all about connections. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center with Shared Beginnings invites you to their Community Connections event on Saturday, May 17th from 10 to 2. Everyone is invited to a fun-filled, action-packed day with vendors, food, car seat demonstrations, mommy makeovers, giveaways, games, and lots of fun. For more information about this event or to participate as a vendor, call 452-2260. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center with Shared Beginnings. The Community Connection event, May 17th.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
The Neumeier family is a mainstay in Fort Smith, and their newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, has so much to offer. Friday night catfish, good. Tuesday nights, kids 10 and under eat free with an adult meal purchase. Don't forget about Whippoorwill for every Hogs game with their massive projection screen. For catering options, call 479-769-2095. Neumeier's Whippoorwill Restaurant, now a part of the Neumeier family.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone, group chat, smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nuys work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a store card. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
No more taxes. Road Chevrolet in Van Buren will pay your state sales tax on select 24 and 25 model Chevrolets. Stop in today and check out the great selection from Road Chevrolet and your state sales tax is paid. But you better hurry because this deal won't last long. Stop in and test drive your dream car, truck, or SUV and get your state sales tax paid. That means huge savings and more cash back into your pocket. Experience the road's difference. Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway in Van Buren, where you get the best prices, period.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
Has Arkansas already done enough if they win one of the three this weekend to punch their ticket as a top 8 national seed? Let me give you some context this morning. D1 baseball poll has Arkansas at number 8 in the country. The RPI has Arkansas at number 5. By the way, Tennessee is 15th in the RPI coming in this weekend. In the D1 baseball poll, let me find Tennessee here. They are 17th. And I asked the question in that context, Ty, if they win one of three, I don't think you can get swept, but if you win one of three, and Arkansas is not getting swept, very often right now in this program, are they a top 8 national seed? I think one of three also gives you a top 4 seed in the SEC tournament, regardless of how some other things play out. Would one of three this weekend make you comfortable no matter what happens in Hoover in the single elimination format? Are you a top 8 national seed?
I'd probably say yes. But, I mean, LSU, if you won one game and LSU won 2, then you would be tied. They would have the tiebreaker over you. Mm-hmm. Is LSU tied with Georgia or Tennessee right now? The SEC
LSU has a 17-10 record. Arkansas is 18-9. Texas leads the league at 27. Then Vanderbilt,
Georgia's,
Auburn, Georgia are 16-11.
So let's play it out like this. So Texas wins one. If they win one and you only win one, you're obviously not going to be in first. LSU wins 2 and you win 1, you'd be tied. They'd have the tiebreaker. Georgia wins. Mm-hmm. If they were to win 3 against Texas A&M this weekend at home, then they'd also be tied with you, and you'd have the tie. They would have the tiebreaker over you. You have the one.
Andy, Auburn, Georgia would have to win 3 games if Arkansas won 1 to catch them at 19 and tie them.
I would say yes.
Georgia, by reference, is A&M's at Georgia.
I think the expectation is that if you're a top 4 seed in the top 4 in the SEC, you're a national seed. I don't think they're going to get a 5. But again, if you lose this weekend, you'll have lost 5 of 6 SEC series. So you're putting yourself in a spot you don't want to be in terms of just optics. Now, you quoted the RPI, you quoted where they are in D1 baseball. They would be outside the top 8 in D1 baseball if they were to lose this weekend. Don't know where they'd fall in the RPI. Maybe they'd stay within the top 8, but maybe they'd be outside of it. But you're putting yourself in a bad spot if you were to lose 5 of 6 down the stretch. I still think you'd probably be in, but better safe than sorry, just win this weekend.
So the answer is win 2 of 3, you're 20-10, and you don't have to sweat. You can just let the bus break down, not even make it to Hoover. Won't matter. So 2 of 3 is the answer. I think 1 of 3 is enough. 0 of 3, and depends on what some other people do. But I think that's the answers right now. I think LSU, Texas, and Arkansas, and probably Georgia, just because of their RPI, and Auburn. You look at the record; it's 16-11 right now, 36-15. Auburn sits at number 2 in the RPI. Vandy at 3. It's Georgia, Auburn, Vandy, 1, 2, 3 in the RPI.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's not the only end-all, be-all, but it is something that's, can't be ignored. The D1 baseball poll, I don't think it has nearly as much bearing as the RPI does, but I do think order of finish in the league is going to count for a lot. And I think, 1 of 3 and probably certainly 2 of 3 guarantees you a top 4 seed, and I think you're a top 8 national seed, like I've said for weeks. If you're top 4 in this league, you're top 8 in that tournament that comes up. So, all right, that's your Morning Rush Daily Question. It's brought to you by our friends at Cart Path Social.
Yeah, great place that you can play golf. I don't know, Tommy, remind me one more time. Patriot Dunes, where are you at again?
Prairie Dunes.
Prairie Dunes, same thing. Prairie Dunes. I don't know if
the same thing.
I don't know if Prairie Dunes is on one of the 1,000 different courses you can play. Okay, at Cart Path Social, but an awesome place. You can play Prairie Dunes like Tommy. You can play one of over 1,000 different courses at Cart Path Social. Get your game ready for this summer. If you've got events, if you've got tournaments, whatever you're trying to do. If it's raining, of course, you can still play golf. And don't forget about the corporate events and business activities that you can take your staff and have fun. It can be a relaxed environment. They have several packages that are more golf related, or you can just do more of the fun side at Cart Path Social. CartPathSocial.com, 122 Grant Place in Lowell, the #1 indoor golf facility in Arkansas.
Just to give you an idea, Prairie Dunes is going to host the 2029 U.S. Senior Open and the 2032 U.S. Senior Women's Open. So not too shabby here when you're hosting the U.S. Open.
I'd say so. I'd say that's going to be a course.
So
that's
let's
gonna,
get,
What are you going to shoot? What are you going to shoot today?
If I break 100, I'll be happy. So this is the most difficult course I've ever played.
Okay. Well, best of luck, little.
And there's not very many. It's Kansas. It's Kansas. There's not a lot of trees out here. It's but the grass is, glute high. We'll put it that way.
So. Let's talk to Brent, who's in Searcy here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. If you've got some thoughts on baseball, the Razorback raffle, football, 109 days out, jump in here, 877-377-6963. Brent, good morning.
Good morning, Tommy. How are you guys doing this morning?
We are awesome, Brent. How was your weekend?
My weekend was fantastic. My niece graduated from Harding Academy, and I was blessed to be able to present her with a 2025 Baby Blue Bronco to send her off to Ole Miss in this summer.
Wow. Baby Blue Bronco, huh?
That's what she wanted. And for Alexis Pagan, my niece, her wish is my command.
There you go.
Whatever she wants.
Uncle of the Year. Well, Brent, what's on your mind this morning?
I just wanted to talk a little bit about this baseball series coming up. What do y'all think the pitching matchups are going to be?
Well, Bruce was talking about it earlier, and Tommy, if you can recount their alpha on the Tennessee's pitching staff, I forgot it, but that's, Liam, that's the key matchup Thursday night. Roots had a really good last 2 series, couple 4 before that. He was a little inconsistent, so he gave you every chance to win that LSU game. You just didn't pull it out that game 1. So I think you're going to be in for a pretty good performance Thursday night with two studs. I think
so too. The only question that I have is he'll be fine, but Luke will be going to the hill Thursday night without his normal amount of rest. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, but that's happened. It happened in the Texas series, and he was unbelievable. 8 innings, career high 11 strikeouts. So I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Okay, and I want to tell you, I'm fired up about this Razorback raffle. I can't wait to buy my ticket.
I had it up. I don't know. Is that 30? Let's see what it's at right now. So as of 9:49 on RazorbackRaffle.com, the current jackpot is over $6,000. So the winner's going to get half of that.
It's tripled since we've started talking about it.
Yeah. So, Brent, appreciate the call. Let's go and jump into that. I don't know if this is the lottery music.
Well, that's raffle music right there, yeah.
This is the lottery music we've
What's
got.
it supposed to be? What is raffle or lottery music? I thought this was about the NBA draft lottery. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, it's all good. We can talk about that as well, as Cooper Flagg's going to be a Dallas Maverick here before too long. But Razorbackraffle.com is up and running as of this morning. Some of you are hearing it for the first time. Some of you have already heard some information about it. Here's kind of the very, very quick rundown of everything. It's through the Razorback Foundation. The first official announcement is going to be in the 8th inning in Game 3 against Tennessee. You can buy raffle tickets up through the 6th inning of this Saturday. You're going to get 50. If you win, you'll get 50% of the net proceeds at Razorbackraffle.com. 5 tickets are $10, 25 tickets are $20, 100 tickets for $50, and 300 for $100. They'll send you a printed receipt if you're at the game, or an email if you do it online as well. You can buy them in person. Tommy, one of the things you had talked about before we came on is it's not like they're going to be in your face everywhere, but it sounds you just want them to be available in person throughout the course of the weekend against the Volunteers. I'm talking about the attendees.
Yeah, and like I said, purchasing online, once people get used to it, it's going to be a good trial run before you do it again for football, because like we said, I'm assuming it can't be done inside the venue and over the PA for NCAA postseason events. That's an assumption on my part, but I would think I'd be safe in that. But, so probably the next time you'll do it on any kind of scale of note would be at your first football game against Alabama A&M. So I'm glad they're getting to kind of test out the technology, get some of the fan base used to it. Over the course of this next weekend, they'll have probably 15, 18,000 different people in there at 10 or 12,000 a day. Not everybody will go to every game. So let's just say it's 20,000 people that'll get exposed to it firsthand in the venue.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that's important as well. If you're going to be out traveling this weekend and can't keep up with baseball, take along the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. Luxury is having a choice between Taco Bell's new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. It's luxury because there's no wrong choices. There's just right cravings. So choose your Lux Cravings box at Taco Bell today at participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Drinks excludes freezies. Tax is extra.
So I mentioned, sounds like Cooper Flagg. He's got like a 99.9% chance to go to the Dallas Mavericks after what happened last night.
The 4th pick in the NBA draft goes to the Charlotte Hornets. Picking 3rd will be the Philadelphia 76ers. The 2nd pick will be made by the San Antonio Spurs, and that means that the number 1 pick in the 2025 NBA draft goes to the Dallas Mavericks.
So I wasn't watching this live last night, but I do miss the balls and I miss the envelopes. Like the envelopes where Stern reached in.
Ones.
Yeah, the frozen one that rigged the, 85 with Patrick Ewing, which I think was the anniversary of that was either yesterday. It was yesterday. So I just, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for the Mavericks fans, but I miss the old ways, how they would go about the NBA draft lottery.
Yeah. Hey, if you got some projects going on this spring, you need rock, sand, gravel, ready-mix concrete, our friends at APAC and Standard Materials Group are the number 1 source for top-quality aggregates. They can provide those and get them to your job site. And no matter the size of your job or the scale, they got construction consultant services that's available to help keep your job on track as well. 479-587-3300 is their number for rock, sand, gravel, ready-mix concrete, and all your aggregate needs. It's APAC and Standard Materials Group, 479-587-3300.
Tom Murphy's going to join us coming up in just a bit. Also want to talk about Michael Jordan coming back to the NBA in a broadcaster fashion. We'll discuss all that in hour 2.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all at once? The Fence Man, serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, offers 18-month financing so you can secure your home or office now and pay over time. Free quotes, custom designs, and the expertise to accomplish what most can't. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanar.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Mega Millions now has better odds, bigger prizes, and the highest starting jackpot in America. Top prizes start at $50 million and increase rapidly until someone wins. What else is new? How about no more break-even prizes? Win anywhere from 2 to 10 times your bet. And the multiplier? It's no longer an add-on. Mega Millions is always $5 per play, bells and whistles included. Play today in stores or on the go. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for problem gambling helpline.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sportsbook in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
This is The Morning Rush.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt. Delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Here's some exciting news for golf enthusiasts. The Golf Nut is thrilled to announce new arrivals for 2025, including Callaway Elite Woods and Irons, the new generation Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls, as well as a full range of lab putters, including the latest OZ model. Schedule a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators to elevate your game. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue and experience golfing greatness for over 30 years.
This is Dr. Charlie Liggett with River Valley Smile Center. We dial 782-8940.
Coach Todd Holland, head baseball coach of the University of Arkansas Fort Smith Lions. I call 782-8940.
Stay cool this summer with a York high-efficiency HVAC unit. Or for more information on endless hot water and high-efficiency tankless water heaters, give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, some areas of fog to start, then sunshine. Our high temperatures in the low to mid 80s. We're going to be clear to partly cloudy tonight. The overnight low will drop down into the low 60s. Wednesday, plenty of sunshine, a high in the mid 80s north, low 90s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. Fort Smith, this is the Morning Rush, only on ESPN 95.3.
Whoa, roll tide, it's a golden star.
Waking up each morning to turn on my favorite show. As the sunlight starts to glow, I feel the warmth of dawn. They just finished Chuck and Bo. They just finished Chuck and Bo. Yeah, Tommy and Ty and the starting at 9. All the happiness and laughter, everything is just fine. Everything is just fine as the Razorbacks shine. Slide right in the halftime, feeling so divine. As the new day whispers a hopeful sign. Oh, it's the morning rush, bringing joy to all, captivating and fun, with knowledge standing tall. Every moment of delight, laughter fills the day, kickstarting each morning in a vibrant, lively way.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Shock really likes the song this morning. Texting in on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Well, Tom Murphy will join us momentarily here as we get going in hour number 2. Tommy's at Prairie Dunes this morning in Hutchinson, Kansas, a place where Sam Pittman was formerly as the offensive line coach there at Hutchinson Community College. So a couple Arkansas connections there in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, right, Tommy?
Middle of America, literally. I mean, if you drew it out on, if you looked at the map and tried to find the middle of America, I'm not far from it here this morning. So glad to be with you here Tuesday morning as we roll on here with more to do and more talk on this raffle with Tom coming up. Brought to you by our friends at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Tomorrow night is going to be kids' night. That means tomorrow you can enjoy all the fun that they have every Wednesday night with delicious kids' meals for just $5. Joe's is bringing out the crayons, and the coloring contest is back where the kiddos can win cool prizes. And the fun is just beginning there because they also bring out the karaoke machine and let the kids have some fun with that as well. $5 kid meals. It's family night. It's kids' night at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps.
So I enjoy the song that Colton put together this morning. I also enjoy the Sunday night football theme.
For Sunday night,
Which recently announced Cowboys and Eagles in Philly. Lincoln Financial opening Sunday night after the Super Bowl champs trying to get going for a number 2, go back to back. I'm excited. I don't know if I'm a Cowboys or an Eagles fan, but this is appealing. The overseas game, I saw that schedule. There's none of the game that I'm like, man, I have to watch this. But this is the way to do it if you're the National Football League. Put the Cowboys and Eagles to start off week 1 on opening night.
Now, I'm not a Cowboys lover and I'm not a Cowboys hater. I'm one of the few people that are indifferent. But someone put a graphic together I looked at this weekend, had a picture of Jalen Hurts, the year he was born, and then all the things he had done from, elementary school, middle school, high school quarterback, college, all the accomplishments there, all the way through what he's done so far in the NFL, year to year. They didn't have the Cowboys playoff results every year of his life. And I'm sure some Eagles fan put that together, or some Cowboys fan that is disgusted with the results. But it was as you would like to use a $10 word here, Ty, it was a juxtaposition to the results Jalen Hurts has had in his life and what the Cowboys' results have been over the last 25 years.
I love that.
It was a very interesting comparison side by side.
Well, we talked, so Felix Jones joined us a week or so ago. Felix was a part of the first Dallas Cowboy team that won a playoff game in like 20 plus years. I think is what the drought was. So, and then you finally, if as a Cowboys fan, you thought under Romo, hey, we're going to get back to the Super Bowl. Didn't happen. Under Prescott, you thought there was a time or two where it wasn't going to happen. I know for many of you, Aaron Rodgers still ruined your life with that pass on the sidelines on like a 3rd and 18 or whatever it was, and the Dez caught it. People still remember that. So, but it's, again, people talk about the Cowboys. I like to mess with my friends who are Cowboys fans, and I know there's a lot of people listening. I love Jerry Jones. He's an Arkansan through and through. And he loves his Razorbacks, but just I know the Cowboys, they hadn't been in disarray is not the right term. They just hadn't got to where they wanted to be. JT Hot Springs texted in and says, Ty, you only like the opening scene of Sunday Night Football because you watch Carrie singing. I think everyone listening likes Sunday Night Football because of Carrie Underwood singing that anthem or that theme, whatever you call it. Am I wrong on that?
Well, I mean, she's not hard to watch. The good old days with Hank Jr. in Monday Night Football, that's where music themes and sports really came to life. Was, when you had the three in the booth with Dan, Al, and Mike, and it was just awesome. So but Carrie's taking it to a different level. I don't know if it's a better level because Hank Jr.'s deals every week were pretty good, and the helmets would come in and explode, and Frank Gifford would take over, and you had Al Michaels and Dan Deerdorf there, and it was that was appointment TV back in the day.
My dad
Monday Night Football with those three. That was the one of the greatest booths of my lifetime.
My dad, when we were younger and we couldn't stay up late, would let us watch the intro and then make us go to bed. that was like the cutoff point. It's like you can stay up and watch the intro, but you can make it. You got to go to bed after that. Gavin and Fayetteville texting in. I love that Jerry Jones has to watch their rivals raise another Super Bowl banner before he does. Well, that is what will be happening in Philadelphia on Sunday Night Football. I know Tom Murphy enjoys the NFL. He joins us now, courtesy of the Arkansas Beef Council on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Tom, I know you're a Falcons fan, but this is an appealing Sunday Night Football matchup that we have to look forward to start out in September between the Cowboys and the Eagles.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, that'll draw a bunch of eyes because Dallas is still America's team. I'm like Tommy, though. I'm very neutral about the Cowboys, but here's a little factoid for you. The Falcons beat the Eagles last year, and if only a blatant pass interference call in the end zone had been called on the Chiefs, I feel pretty good that we would have beat the Chiefs. So we would have beaten both Super Bowl participants, and it's the same team that lost to the Saints and the Panthers to end the season when if you could just win them both, you're in the playoffs. So that's who we are right now. We're a mess.
Tom, let's talk raffle. Announced about 2 hours ago, RazorbackRaffle.com, fully up and running. First giveaway, or however you want to frame it, is going to be in the 8th inning of this Tennessee series in Game 3 on Saturday. I know they've been kind of building up for this moment. Your initial thoughts on kind of what's coming out, or what has come out today, and what's going to take place this weekend in the Vol series?
Right. Well, it was really only a matter of time before this was installed, and I guess you could say it's happened in fits and starts because they tried to. It seemed like it was last summer or at some point where they tried to get it going, and I guess who was going to administer it, and it seems like it's some Canadian outfit that's doing this. But I'm a little surprised they didn't tout it yesterday, or I'm sure they'll be talking about it today on the One Razorback Road show. But I was up there in Bentonville for the first one yesterday, and I checked just before I came on, and I want to say it was up to about 3,100 for the winner, but it's a minimum guaranteed 5,000. So yeah. I'm sure a lot of people are going to get on this in the next few days. Heck, I was thinking about buying it. What are the odds? But anyway. We'll
the current. In fact, it just moved. I'm watching. I got it pulled up here. Current jackpot $6,450. So the winner's half is 32-25. I don't know what this will be, Tom. I was saying earlier, I'm assuming, and I think I'm right in assuming this won't be allowed in the stadium for postseason events like the softball this weekend or a regional or super regional in the future. But this is a great trial run before football, where the scale of people in the venue will be much larger. And you want to get, some of your core audience, and you're going to have a lot of your core for multi-sports at a series like Tennessee. So good to have somewhat of a trial run, because I assume that they won't be able to do it past this weekend until football season returns.
Yeah, that's a good point, and I don't know.
At least in venue, I should say. They could do it online
exactly.
every week.
The NCAA is pretty stern about what you can and cannot do when they kind of take control of the venue. So you're probably right, but I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I don't either.
But yeah, there's going to be a lot of people in town. Big series. There might be some weather on Thursday, but I think it clears up. Don't hold me to that, but it should be pretty good weather for most of the weekend. And there's a lot on the line. Arkansas trying to get a top 4 and really and technically still in line to win the SEC. And this factoid came out after they beat LSU Sunday. They're the first SEC program that's won 18 games or more, 8 consecutive years, since LSU did it 10 years in a row. And this was back, I think, late 90s, early 2000s. So just kind of indicative of the level that Dave Van Horn has this program at.
Well, I mean, watching we had Todd Walker on the show last week, and then listening to Ben McDonald go through a ton of just superlatives about the Razorbacks and what you're saying there. It's amazing when they've done everything except win the national title. They've won more baseball games in the last 5 or 7 years than any other program in this conference. Hopefully this is the breakthrough year, but I mean, from a national media perspective, and I think from any coach in this league, and just listening to Jay Johnson, or whether it's Wes Johnson at Tennessee or Tony Vitello, I mean, Dave Van Horn is the dean of coaches in this league, and he's, there's ones that don't have near the resume that do have the national title, but Dean, Arkansas, I think, is considered the best program in this league, even though it doesn't have the title by many. Arkansas and LSU are kind of on that same shelf in a lot of people's opinions.
Absolutely, that's true. I mean, it's the recruiting, it's the development of the players once they're on campus, it's the facilities, the lab they have for the pitchers, and you can track everything. And development is really big, and guys have come here and gotten better, improved their draft stock, and made a lot of money. I mean, Hagen Smith came back for another year, and look what it did for him. So, yep, you're right. The only thing that's missing, and I was in Omaha when that pop foul was in the air thinking, oh my gosh, they just won the national championship. And then, basically half a second later, oh, this is going to be a harder play than what I thought. And anyway, that's what happened. They were that close to taking a national championship, and they've kept on pushing since then. They've been since the year they did not go to the NCAAs in 2016. I think their record might be as good as anybody in the country since 2017.
Tom Murphy with us, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, Whole Hog Sports, courtesy of the Arkansas Beef Council here in the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Tom, you mentioned being in Bentonville yesterday for the Razorback Roadshow. What were kind of some of the specifics that Hunter and the rest of the staff were talking about there yesterday?
Well, it was largely about NIL, and just basically everybody's waiting on this house settlement because they're going to have $20.5 million to distribute among their sports. And, how's it going to be distributed? Remy Cofield, the new general manager, is going to be hiring a staff. And so at the same time, they're trying to, reduce operating expenses and freeze raises and merit raises and all that.
Mm-hmm.
They've got to hire more of a staff to administer what they're going to do with their revenue sharing money. So it's a tough time. I mean, Hunter, he's so open about, he just says to us, I might be the most disliked guy in the athletic department because I've instituted these cuts. But your department has to survive and it has to compete. And you have to ask more from your fans and the current staff. I mean, these are state employees that, they're used to getting their yearly raises, and this one's frozen this year. So they talked about things like that, and just that if this passes and the control of the revenues goes back to Arkansas, they're going to pursue the contracts that players sign, much like, it's been publicized about Madden Iamaliava. This is Blueprint Sports that's after that. But Hunter said I would I would go for the same thing. So, and he said he heard from a lot of ADs who put out that statement about pursuing the contracts. Thank you for doing this. And he thinks, there's going to be more openness about that in the days ahead.
Tom, they're on the road for the next several days in various pockets of our state. You mentioned being in Bentonville yesterday. They were also in Batesville last night, Searcy in Memphis, Stuttgart, Little Rock, some of the other destinations for the rest of the week, Conway, Hot Springs too. What should be the goal? What should be on their itinerary in terms of their talking points? Like, what is the best thing that they need to get across to this fan base here in the next few days, in your opinion?
Oh, man, to me, the biggest thing is look, there's rapid changes in college athletics. You know that. You see it. We've got to stick together, basically. I've espoused on this show many times that the older Razorback fans, it's hard for them to relate to kids who transfer in. What can Arkansas do to change that? Well, they really can't. They can't force players to stay. And if players leave, they have to bring them back in, and largely through the portal if you want to be competitive. So I think maybe just trying to allay the fears of fans and say, this is the current state of college athletics. We have to be competitive in the SEC, so this is what we have to do. Please understand, because it's affecting Arkansans in their wallets, in their pocketbooks, and doesn't make a lot of people happy. He did point out yesterday that, there was this initial uproar over the reseating in Walton Arena, but he put a positive spin on it and said they've already raised, I want to say it was $8 million through that, and there's another $4 million in positioning gifts that they're going to start out with, a $12 million, a bonus basically, just from that aspect of reseating Walton Arena. So, and they've added 1,000 new Razorback Foundation members. So they're doing what they can. We've said over and over on this show that Arkansas has, got to do a little bit more to compete because they don't have quite the resources. The tradition is the Alabamas, LSU, Georgias, and Texas, and Oklahoma, and so on. So I think things like the One Razorback Roadshow are meant to show they want to connect to the state, and they're serious about it.
I would go a different. I don't disagree with anything you just said, but one thing they've got to have a result from this road show, or need to have. I don't guess they have to do anything, but they've got to build some excitement for football.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm just over here in a corner. Maybe I'm in the wrong corner, but I don't sense nor feel talking with our listeners, getting the pulse of the fan base. Tom, I don't sense a great deal of excitement for the coming football season yet. It's May the 13th. There's got to be some mechanism put into place to get that frenzy started. I don't sense a ton of anticipation. I know we're in the middle of a baseball postseason run that will begin soon, but I hope that's one result is the fan base turns their attention at some point and is excited about the upcoming football season.
Well, that's a great point, and that's probably why Sam Pittman is speaking or appearing at several of the venues, including yesterday, and said his ankle's doing good, and he was moving around pretty good. But, here's the thing. I saw a Vegas deal yesterday that said they're over-under in wins 5.5. Well, that doesn't get you bowl eligible. And the person who they were talking about it picked the under on that. So it's a very difficult schedule. Taylon Green's really got to show up, and they've got to find receivers. I think their running game is going to be okay, but they've got to find receivers to gain Taylon's trust and to move the ball. And how do you drum up excitement? Do you play up Taylon Green and we did pretty good in the transfer portal. I mean, it's it's an organic thing, man, and I don't know how you just immediately just drum it up.
I agree, but I think their number one calling card still in that department is Bobby Petrino. Like it or not, he's the one that I think still moves the needle for a lot of the vocal part of the fan base. And I don't know how you play that. He's not the head coach, but and I don't necessarily fall into that camp, but for a lot of people, it's still about Bobby Petrino.
Well, that's a good point. You know what? I tracked this all last year during football, but it still amazes me to say it out loud. They were 10th in the country in total offense last year. You don't do that by accident. Mm-hmm. You do that by having a magnificent offensive coordinator. I mean, we're talking about this was a first-year quarterback and a bunch of newcomers like Jaquindon Jackson, and the line was shuffled and all that, and they were 10th.
Did they have the 10th best roster, Tom? Did they have anywhere close to the 10th best offensive roster?
No, they did not.
No.
And so you're right, counting Petrino, and the exploits of what they've done, and adding pieces to the Taylor and Green puzzle would be a good key to promoting the football program.
Tom, we'll leave it there, man. Good stuff as always. We'll chat a little bit on Thursday, get more in this Tennessee series ahead in Bob Walker Stadium this weekend.
Sounds like a plan. See y'all.
I think Tommy, you're right. I mean, the overwhelming majority of people I talk to, football is not at the center. And I realize we're 109 days out, but
got to bring it back to center at some point soon. They need excitement to build raffle ticket purchases, to build people buying single game tickets for things more than just the Notre Dame game. So Tom's visit with us every Tuesday, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. They are in the midst of their burger contest and getting finalists for the Arkansas Best Burger Contest. And who's the best in your opinion? They had 5 different regions around the state. And if you go to Region 1 in Clinton, the burger at the Ozark Farmhouse in Clinton is the winner in that region, has been named the nominee. The Big Daddy Burger at Johnson's Country Cookin' in Melbourne is in Region 2. The Pickleback, I haven't heard of the E&R Bar and Grill in El Dorado, but my next trip to South Arkansas is going to include a stop there. Mama's Diner and the Bubba Burger in Pine Bluff. And maybe you're familiar with this one, Ty. It's in Little Rock at the Copper Grill, the Sweet Hot Burger. Those are the 5 nominees right now for the Arkansas Beef Council, and you can be choosing the best burger in Arkansas. So any of those you've had? Because I don't have a one on that list. I hadn't been to any of those places.
I'm ashamed to say I haven't had a single one, but now I know what's on my itinerary here this year. I've
been to the Copper Grill, I should say, but I have not had the Sweet Hot Burger there. So anyway, you can vote for those. It's brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.com.
I think Tom touched on the wide receivers. I think that's my biggest question mark with this team. I don't think you're great in the tight end room. You're hoping you solidified your offensive line. You actually got one of the few returning quarterbacks in the SEC, which is nice. I know people are excited about Braylon coming back, bringing Mike Washington, bring back A.J. Green. But the wide receivers, to me, like you got a stalwart on the D line in Cam Ball, just an absolute stud in Xavier Sorey. Back end it doesn't necessarily wow me or any stretch, but wide receivers the biggest question mark on this football team because you got like 6 or 7 transfers now that are going to be starters this year. You lose your top. I counted this up the other day. It was either 5 of 6 or 6 of your 7 top pass catchers off last year's team. So that's where I have the most questions about football.
We were talking about the excitement. What would you do? What card would you play later this summer to get fans a little more focused? I think baseball is going to consume a lot of that. But what would you do to stir it up? How would you market them right now to the fan base? Because I think Bobby Petrino, for all the history, and we all know that, people are excited he's here. People have hope in that offense can compete under his leadership. When I hear people talk about the things they're excited about, he's the first thing that comes out of their mouth. And whether that's fair or not, right or wrong, I think that's what moves the needle right now with more fans than I think maybe the people in coat and tie up there realize.
Yeah. What do you think? 877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Group hotline open. If you have an answer to Tommy's question, We'll take it after the break. Your SEC update's coming up next.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it, like that. Ask your phone, group chat, smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time, no waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Kick it out, feed it to Thero, and he drives the lane for a two-hand slam.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care
Thanks
Center.
for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Taco Bell brought back crispy chicken nuggets, and I can't believe how good they are.
Why can't you believe it?
Because you're Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
Yeah, but a taco place can do nuggets, right?
Yeah, the Hidden Valley Fire Ranch is awesome.
Okay, they're good, but we're not a chicken place.
When did you guys become a chicken place?
Chicken? Can't a taco place do good nuggets? Are we not allowed to do both?
What do you mean?
You think it's cool to do both, right? Why are you looking at me like that?
Are they okay?
I don't think so.
We're totally a taco place that's a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Take that all day.
I need to sit though.
Finally make a putt. What the tap in pars?
Golf is back. Shop polos, hoodies, and Q-zips at Rhoback.com.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing and we're into the NBA and NHL playoffs, and BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from the MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC, BetOnline remains the best online source for all your sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Bet online. The game starts here.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Sandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some
It's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas,
where opponents' dreams come to die. This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
2 seconds left. Edwards, 1-3. And Anthony Edwards beats the buzzer with a triple.
Timberwolves win last night, go up 3-1 behind Anthony Edwards. Half-court shot, not half-court, but two-thirds, whatever, last night against the Golden State Warriors as they're up now. Anthony Edwards, former Georgia Bulldog, goes off last night for the Timberwolves, has 30 points on 11 of 12 shooting, including 6 threes. The New York Knicks won as well last night.
Brunson looking, step back, three-pointer. It's gone. Round throw. Knicks up a dozen. Brunson with 38.
Colton, I know you're excited about that. They're also up in the series 3-1 in the Eastern Conference semifinals. And Tommy, you were talking earlier in the show, Oklahoma City Thunder tied it up with Denver this weekend. I know me, Bruce, and you were happy about that. 2-2 as that series resumes in Oklahoma City. Game 5 tonight at 8:30 on TNT.
Yeah, so that kind of appointment TV for tonight, right? Don't have any college baseball to watch. I did notice there's a pretty good slate of SEC midweek games. Arkansas, obviously not a team playing any more mid-season or midweek games, non-conference games, but there are several around the SEC tonight. But, yeah, I think TV tonight will be turned to that. And that's certainly that and golf this weekend. I think outside of your local stuff and Razorback baseball are probably the things that people are paying attention to the most.
Where are they at this weekend on the PGA Tour?
Oh, PGA Championships this weekend. Quail Hollow, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay,
second major of the year.
Cool. The SEC baseball wise, you mentioned that. I don't know. Golf's. I'm weird. Golf is not appealing for me to watch most of the time. I'll play it, but
it's a major this weekend.
Doesn't most of the time does not do it for me when it comes to that. Baseball wise, you brought up the SEC. Texas is at Oklahoma. Arkansas, of course, hosting the Tennessee Volunteers this weekend. You've got other shit. Georgia taking on Texas A&M at home. That's a pivotal series with the Bulldogs not behind, a little behind Arkansas, and then Vanderbilt at Kentucky. Some of the key series this weekend. You look at the rankings, Tommy. There's 10 teams in the top 25 of D1 baseball, including LSU at 1, Texas at 2. Your Arkansas Razorbacks are at number 8. You mentioned something earlier. It's like, hey, what do you have to do to still retain a national seed? It still seems like you get one of these wins this weekend. I mean, if you get 2, you're locked in. But even at 1, there's probably still a really good chance you're a national seed after this weekend. My issue, as I brought up earlier, is like you would just be in a situation where you'd lose 5 of your last 6 series, which doesn't necessarily look good on paper.
Yeah, I think 1's enough. I still think top 4 seeds in this league. If you get that bye through to the Thursday and Friday rounds, or let's see, is it 1-4 play Thursday or Friday? It's 1-4 then 2-3. They're split. I don't have the
I think
bracket,
that's right. Yeah, I think that's right.
2 of them play Thursday, 2 of them play Friday. So if you get a bye to one of those days, I think you're safely a top 8 seed at that point. So I think if you win 1, that qualifies you for that. And I don't know anyone that has told me, well, I don't think you're on safe ground there. Only 3 teams in the top 4 are going to get top 8 national seeds. I just really think half of those 8 seeds will at least be SEC, and maybe 5 teams could slip in there.
All right,
but I think you need to win 1 to put yourself on that safe footing. 2, there's no doubt.
Other news here in your SEC update. Apparently, Alabama set the highest GPA in their program history. last fall under Caleb DeBoer. They had a 3.24 average, which is pretty crazy. They had a 3.2. They broke their previous record with a 3.29. Alabama fans still not happy about their record. The Texas and Ohio State game has been announced. It is on Fox week 1. Who are you cheering for in that one, Tommy? The Buckeyes or the Longhorns?
Earthquake?
That's your favorite answer when it comes to
I don't know. Flood? How do you get a flood there?
Intriguing.
I don't know, but it'll be a fun game. I mean, if you're a college football fan, you'll watch. I guess I'll root for Texas. I don't like Ohio State, so I guess my default's the league, so I'll root for Texas.
The Buckeyes in that game after coming off a national championship, and they've had a ton of guys they lost, but Texas did too, so that's going to be an intriguing game, as you just stated, for just college football fans, and it will be one. Again, Fox changed the game when they put their best times or best game at 11 a.m. So that is, they put out a statement and then they retracted it. I'm guessing that game's still going to be at 11 o'clock unless something changes on that.
Yeah. All right, that's your SEC updates brought to you this morning by Andy's Frozen Custards. If you got a sweet tooth right now, and maybe you have a favorite candy, Butterfinger or Heath or M&M, Snickers, whatever, they can mix a concrete up with your favorite flavors of candies or fruits. If your doctor said have more fruit, put some strawberries or some apples or what, they got a variety of that stuff too. They can mix into your concrete as well. Stop in to see Andy's Frozen Custards. Download the Andy's app. They're on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. 2 locations in Conway. They're on East Oak Drive or East Oak Street and Dave Ward Drive. Also JFK Boulevard in North Little Rock as well. Walk up or drive through. They're ready to serve you at Andy's Frozen Custards.
So we asked before the break, it's like, hey, what do you need to do if you're the Razorback Foundation in the athletics department to position yourself to get people excited for football season? Seth and Rogers chiming in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. I'd get people excited about the opportunity of hosting the Fighting Irish and beating them and ruining Zach Arns' week. Red and Van Buren says, starts with balancing out the home schedule. Every other year we get an awful home schedule. 0 balance. Well, that's not their fault. It's the SEC, and giving you Notre Dame to play at home is pretty intriguing. The Little Rock game, knock on wood, will be the final one this year. We'll see what happens after that. But and you get Texas A&M at home for the first time since 2014. Auburn, Mississippi State, whatever. And then we'll see what happens if you can finally beat Missouri for only the 3rd time since they've joined the Southeastern Conference. So, I mean, the home schedule, Tommy, Notre Dame itself is, I mean, I've had people tell me they were on the fence about season tickets and they just went ahead and pulled the trigger because of that Notre Dame game in, I guess, week 5?
And I don't know when single game tickets will go on. We'll say you start with Alabama A&M, then you play Arkansas State, then it's Ole Miss on the road, Memphis on the road. Yeah, it's your 5th game, Notre Dame at home. So, I'm going to tell you, you start out with 4 wins. If you go to Ole Miss, you really need to beat Memphis. Man, you start out, and that game's going to be an electric atmosphere. Now, that's a huge if. But, you don't talk about beating that, what was the over-under on wins was
5.5.
Was 5.5. At least start out 3-1. Going into that Notre Dame game, and you got a chance at winning a few other games along the way. So, there's your path to it.
Are they gonna drive from Oxford to Memphis and just stay there the week, considering Memphis is the
worst idea.
The game in the Liberty Bowl. Listen, Ole Miss, not Memphis. Ole Miss working a new quarterback. That Simmons kid, lefty. They got a lot of pieces they lost. Dart, Poopaul, was Watkins. Maybe it was Trey Harris that's gone. They got, but that roster is going to have a huge turnover, one of the most turnovers in the Southeastern Conference. Now, Kiffin had a successful portal season, maybe not as much as Texas Tech, which evidently is spending the most money they've ever spent to get players to Lubbock. But that is a game that, like, if you want to get fans excited, win that. It's like what I was talking about last year. I remember us having a similar conversation about this team. It's like winning Oklahoma State. They didn't do that, unfortunately. But, like, that's where people will be like, oh, okay, this team might be worth investing my life in this year. Not that they have to win that game because Ole Miss is going to be preseason top 25. It's a road atmosphere in the Southeastern Conference. But leading up to that, I'd be pushing Talon Green narratives left and right. Talon's a returning quarterback. He's a likable kid. He's a good-looking young man. I'd be pushing him as much as humanly possible. The speed, the athleticism, everything he can do on a football field. That's what I would be pushing, because offense sells tickets. We know defense wins championships, but that's what that's the narrative I would come from, Tommy.
Yeah. So I still think, even if your goal's not to sell more season tickets and single game tickets, just to create excitement, it's just part of your marketing brand. They've got to make sure this summer has conversation that excites people about the next big thing. Right now, the next big thing is this baseball team, this softball team. And I want to leave the softball out of it because I think that there's some exciting things potentially ahead for both of those programs. But once you get to mid to late June, you better find some reason that people are talking around the coffee tables and the barbershops and the radio shows and everywhere else about football. They got to figure out how to get that narrative going. Hey, I want to remind you again, Joe's Grill and Cantina. It's Kids Night coming up tomorrow night. Coloring contest, kids karaoke, kids meals. Hey, Dad, listen up. Kids meals, $5. It's anymore you go out and kids, the kids are $12, $15 a piece. How about on Wednesday night to get a little break from that and swing by Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. Chips and salsa that's made fresh daily. Great kids selections, and wait for them to win some cool prizes with the coloring contest and the kids karaoke. It's all on Wednesday night at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps. Big crowds this weekend, Ty. Tennessee bring out 10, 11,000 each game.
I think so. I mean, this is the last time you could watch this team regular season. It's going to be senior day on Saturday. Last time Tennessee was here, there was a little scuffle between Dave Van Horn and him, which I'm kind of hoping for again this weekend. Tennessee's gotten a little hostile with some of their opponents recently. They're struggling. I would expect that this now one thing I always got to account, what's the weather look like in Fayetteville? I have not looked at that just yet. Pulling up the handy dandy iPhone. So it's got, let's see, Friday, and it is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series, a little bit of rain, kind of late afternoon it looks like. Thursday, it doesn't show any rain on the radar, and then Saturday, it's like a 40% chance. So I would expect you're going to have a good crowd this weekend. They might have to shift the game times a little bit depending on the weather, but yeah, this is where Arkansas, again, fans, you don't have anything else to do. And I say that. Let me retract that statement. Boga Park's gonna be rocking this weekend because not only do you have a softball team you're pretty confident in, but they also, Oklahoma State's here, St. Louis is here, got some regional teams. Indiana's coming down from Bloomington, so that'll be a raucous atmosphere this weekend as well.
All right, CJ's Butcher Boy trivia coming up. You got a good one lined up for us here.
I hope so.
All right, we'll do that on the.
I hope so.
All right, we'll see if Ty can stump us all. We'll do that on the other side of the break. Your chance to win some CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers, a gift card from there, $25. You can take someone to lunch or dinner at CJ's. One place we love going is Gaston's. A lot of good reasons. I saw a lot of pictures on Facebook and Instagram and stuff over the weekend where mom got celebrated with a great meal at Gaston's and some weekends away. If you're looking for the perfect getaway, maybe for Father's Day, which is one of the next big deals on the calendar, why not Dad choose Gaston's? When they say, hey, what do you want for Father's Day? Hey, a weekend at Gaston's. I want to go to Gaston's for dinner on Saturday night and have that prime rib or a big old ribeye, or I want to go fish at Gaston's, catch my limit, and have them cook it up for us. Take the sons and daughters out in the boat. Everybody get their 5. Get some nice fillets, and they'll fry them up, smoke them up. Get them, broil them, however you want them. Do a mix of it. That's one of the things Gaston's will do for you in the restaurant when you're staying there. So a lot of fun to be had, a lot of memories to be made when you go to Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 is their number. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my Double R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Gives it away to Flan, left wing, three-pointer good!
This is the Morning Rush.
Hey, Ty Richardson back in my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria in downtown Fort Smith here with Brooklyn, one of the new gals. Y'all have got a great special on Monday, Brooklyn.
Yes, we have our $3 domestic drafts, our Bud Lights, Miller Lights, Coors Light, Yingling, Shinerbach, Michelob Ultra, some super cold mugs, and 10 wings for $8.95.
Come on by and see us at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
We all make plans for the future, like car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Ty Richardson for Eastside Liquor, your number one stop for the Hogs Run to Omaha. Every watch party, every event, they can take care of you at Eastside Liquor. Need your favorite beer or seltzer for the Hog Pen? They've got it all at Eastside Liquor. Stop by and see Dave and his team at 9390 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Did I mention it's lake season 2? 4 is Eastside Liquor.
April showers bring May flowers, which brings, June heat. Remember the June heat with the air you can wear? Mike Blaylock with Blaylock Heating and Air Conditioning. We offer the highest efficiency home comfort system on the market today with the York Affinity Series. So for all your high efficiency heating and cooling needs, plumbing and drain cleaning, get a red truck rolling your way today. That's Blaylock Heating and Air Conditioning in York. Give us a call at 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging, your Xerox authorized dealer in the River Valley. Xerox is more than just a brand, it's your ultimate business partner. Whether you need high-speed printers, powerful copiers, or seamless cloud solutions, Xerox has the tools to keep your business running smoothly and efficiently. And right now, for a limited time, we're offering a free Xerox color printer with the lease or purchase of many Xerox models. To learn more, call us at 783-6600 or visit us at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, your partner in business success.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about. A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. Join me, Phil, and Dr. Charles Liggett every Monday at 12:15 for my favorite segment, 3 Up, 3 Down.
The year after I graduated, my brother was pitching at UCA. Travis got with Steve, and they went through all the old scorecards. He found my scorecard from my last game and framed it and gave it to me for Christmas that year.
I'm a patient there, and you can be too. That's River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Answer the phone. Is that my phone? Well, I tried calling.
Call us immediately on the hotline.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963.
Call the hotline.
Anything to add, Coach?
Actually,
Yes.
Good. Pick up the phone and start dialing. I want you to deal with your problems.
Serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Oh, so that's how you're going to play it. You gonna do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan is back in the NBA fold. He is going to be a special contributor, Tommy, with NBC. They just signed a 11-year agreement with the National Basketball Association. Doesn't necessarily specify what he's going to be doing with NBC, but I'm excited about this. I really enjoyed The Last Dance. It was one of the best Netflix things I've seen recently. Anytime I get a chance to actually hear from Michael Jordan, I enjoy it. So he's not necessarily going to be Charles Barkley as a broadcaster, but I'm just kind of excited what that looks like moving forward with them in the NBA.
He's going to be doing whatever he wants, whenever he wants. So he wants to. I saw a picture of him coming off his yacht in Barcelona the other day. So, I don't know how much in studio he's going to be. He's not going to be anchoring himself down like Charles Barkley and Kenny the Jet and Shaq do on their TV roles, but would be my guess. But you're one of the few in your generation that really that don't believe LeBron is the greatest player of all time, that have it right, that understand that Michael Jordan is the greatest player to ever put on a jersey.
Well, I've watched every one of his finals games. I've read 3 books about him. Watched that Last Dance doc. I enjoy reading, watching, and listening about Michael Jordan.
It's good propaganda.
That seemed like a shot to you, at you, Colton.
Yeah, it did. It did. And I had a really good morning this morning, cutting up those Stevie Wonder songs and the music for this morning we were going to play later on. So, yeah. But I'm not going to take the bait this morning. I'm happy that Michael. I can't wait to hear the Michael Jordan parlay pick'em segment where he's pairing tonight's NBA game with Korean middle school volleyball. I'm excited.
He's it's by the way, Stevie Wonder is.
What are the odds on that volleyball? By the way,
we'll figure it out. He says Stevie Wonder, not Michael Jordan. Stevie Wonder is 75 years today. Older today, by the way.
It's about as good as it gets. All right, we'll get to trivia in just a second. Brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. It's pool season, and anything you need from getting your water tested to figuring out the chemicals that you need. I had to go get chlorine the other night because I pulled the cover off the pool, and it looked like iced tea in there or something. The leaves that had set on top of the cover had not done any favors to the water. Let's just put it that way. So we're having to go through a process. Guess what? I don't know what it is. I don't know what to do. The pros of Burton's do. So you take your water sample in. They'll give you step-by-step instructions on what to do with your pool and help you get it ready to go. Because I know we're starting to get into that weather where that water's going to warm up and the family's going to want to get around that pool. So get to Burton's. They've got specials right now on a variety of their chemicals and packages that you need to get ready for summer. That's Burton Pools and Spas now in Hot Springs, also Greenland, Fort Smith, and in Springdale, and online at burtonpools.com.
Anybody interested in grabbing a couple of burgers?
Those are good burgers, Walter.
Archer Burger, my God.
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
I got the shakes that'll make you quit. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the burgers that'll... Just got burgers.
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
All right, so we brought up earlier in the show, J.J. Andrews, Sean Andrews' son, is committing on Thursdays. 5-star class of 2026 basketball player, either to LSU, Arkansas, or Missouri. That's who he's narrowed down his basketball list to. That announcement, again, coming on Thursday. Where was his dad from? What Arkansas city is Sean Andrews from? Tommy knows the answer, but he is not eligible for a $25 gift card. So call Colton right now on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. What Arkansas town does Sean Andrews hail from? If you need a hint, Charlie should know this answer. We'll see if we're able to get that. Did you know immediately?
Yeah.
When I said Sean Andrews? Did you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
okay.
I knew immediately.
Okay. All right. Colton, who we got, brother?
It's Chris from Mountain Home.
All right, Chris is in Mountain Home. Chris, what is the answer to our CJ's Trivia Tuesday question for $25 gift card, man? Chris, fire away. All right, next caller. All right, who's this?
This is John.
Sean?
Harrison, Arkansas.
Harrison, Arkansas. What is the answer to our CJ's Trivia question?
How about Camden, Arkansas?
Camden, Arkansas is correct. Sean, hang on the line. We will get your
bonus
information.
question, for bonus points, what's their mascot?
card.
It is the Cardinals.
There you go. Ding, ding.
Sean is correct. CJ's Trivia Tuesday. Every single Tuesday at this time, we give away a $25 gift card to CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6 inch sizes.